What's going on, guys? My name is TeftyTeft, and welcome to another PlanetDestiny exotic weapon review. Today I'll be looking at the Lord of Wolves exotic shotgun. First off, you may be wondering how you go about acquiring the bounty that eventually leads to obtaining this shotgun. If that's the case, make sure to check out the video linked in the description from PlanetDestiny that gives detailed instructions on acquiring and completing the bounty. Second, a big shout out to Ghost Stingray on the Xbox One for entrusting us with his account so we could review the Lord of Wolves. Thank you. Now on to the review. Cosmetically, this shotgun is incredible. It has literal flames coming out of the end as if it was always lit on fire. The iron sights have a futuristic shotgun appeal that is very clean and easy to spot enemies with. There's also some interesting fallen type graphics and weapon readouts on the back. The flavor text reads, "By this right alone do I rule." Continuing in the tradition of the other Elder Ciphers weapons, the Lord of Wolves offers a hybrid experience. At its core archetype, it is a shotgun, but it burst fires 5 bullets, making it feel like a short-range pulse rifle. It also reloads its magazine just like a pulse rifle instead of each shell one at a time, like a regular shotgun. This pretty much makes it the fastest reloading shotgun in the game. At first glance, the range and fire rate appear to be awful for this shotgun, but as it turns out, the bullets behave differently from a regular shotgun. It has a bit more range than Fellwinter's Lie with Hammer Forged, which sounds like a crazy idea that Bungie would introduce a shotgun with this kind of range, but it does have its downfalls, so don't get excited just yet. Let's dig into the perks before I discuss the pros and cons. The barrel options offers Smart Drift Control, which is the starting barrel. It has decent recoil and awful range. Soft Ballistics, less impact, more range, decreased stability. Linear Compensator, max impact and range, worst stability, and increased recoil. Lord of Wolves appears to have a serious left side drift that all the barrels exhibit. Soft Ballistics can help it slightly, but you lose out in range and impact from Linear Compensator. Hipfire, bonus accuracy when firing from the hip. This will help tighten the bullet spread when firing from the hip. Speed Reload, reload this weapon even quicker. While it's nice to have the option, the immediate magazine reload already makes this weapon reload fast. Extended Mag, adds 9 shots to the magazine, which is basically 2 extra burst rounds. Another excellent perk for a shotgun. Perfect Balance, greatly improves the stability and recoil. Pretty much the go-to perk for PvP right here. And finally, we have the exotic perk Devil's Touch. Kills with this weapon rally nearby allies and gives them +3 recovery. This perk is very situational. Your allies have to be really close for it to be activated, and it does not give you yourself +3 recovery, only your allies. After getting a kill, you'll see a text pop up on the bottom left that says Lord of Wolves. This basically means that a radius roughly twice as large as a Titan bubble is active for 30 seconds around you, and any ally that steps in range gets +3 recovery. Alright, let's talk some damage numbers. These tests were performed on level 30 daily heroic mission enemies. Each damage value is per bullet. Level 30 red bar enemies body damage dealt 830 and criticals 2074. Level 30 yellow bar majors body damage dealt 738 and criticals 922. In the Crucible, Guardians took 48 body damage and 60 critical damage with Linear Compensator. Now that I talked about the perks, let's talk about the pros and cons. Following in line with Queen Breaker's bow, the Lord of Wolves has an amazing amount of ammo in the reserves. It already comes with 6 bursts in a magazine, which is in line with Found Verdict and Fellwinter's Lie. Amazingly though, it'll hold 150 bullets in reserve, which comes to an additional 30 bursts at max capacity. This can be further boosted with armor that increases shotgun ammo. And like I said before, the reload speed is incredible when you consider all 6 bursts are reloaded at once, unlike other shotguns that load each shell one at a time. The range, when coupled with Linear Compensator, can best Fellwinter's Lie in the right circumstances. You have to account for bullet travel speed, but if your target is running at you or is stationary, all bullets will land and deliver massive damage from a good distance. Hipfire will definitely come in handy more often than you realize because you have to be in shotgun range to take full advantage of this shotgun. The middle tier options all enhance this shotgun, although the speed reload may be the least desirable out of the 3. Extended Mag won't increase the reserve ammo, but it's nice to have nearly 8 bursts in the magazine for PvE encounters. In my opinion, Perfect Balance is the only perk you can use for PvP due to the stability needing to be buffed when using Linear Compensator barrel for max range. The Devil's Touch perk is an interesting addition. While underwhelming at times, it brings a new approach to weapon perk designs that have mostly been reserved for character abilities like the Titan Bubble. I personally feel that Bungie wanted to play it safe with this perk and not overreach its usefulness. More on that later. Another strong positive is that this weapon inherently has its own version of shot package built right into it. Since it burst fires 5 bullets, it only has 5 bullets worth of spread, and these are contained in a pretty tight area. So it essentially has shot package and hammer forge built into its core DNA of the weapon, 2 perks that are highly sought after for a shotgun. As a notable plus, it has solar damage, which is excellent for destroying shielded Cabal and wizards. I'd say solar damage is ranked second in usefulness, just barely trailing behind arc damage. And finally, the Lord of Wolves feels incredible to fire. It has a menacing rattle with each burst, and it's always on fire. It truly feels exotic. Now the bad. Unfortunately, Lord of Wolves has some serious downfalls. Even though the potential range of this shotgun can best Fellwinter's Lie and its newly minted cousins, the circumstances have to be perfect for it to happen. The bullet speed and burst fire nature of this weapon allows your enemies to easily strafe out of the way if they're at the edge of the maximum range. If they run directly at you, it's an easy kill from a crazy distance. If they happen to be strafing to the side, or let's say blink jump, then you're going to need at least 2 burst fires to take down your opponent. The stability on this weapon is also really poor, and while it can be helped with barrel options, you lose max range from smart drift control and soft ballistics. This weapon really needs max range for it to be more useful than a regular legendary shotgun. This leaves you with linear compensator, which destroys the stability, which means that you have to use perfect balance to counter this side effect. As mentioned before, the Devil's Touch perk is an interesting exotic addition, and shows some new weapon design elements in play from Bungie. Unfortunately, in this particular instance, it's extremely lackluster. For one, when you're holding Lord of Wolves and activate the perk, you do not get the +3 recovery boost. Second, your allies must be in radius of you that's about 1.5 to 2 Titan bubbles wide. On top of that, the recovery perk does not work like Blessings of Light or Weapons of Light. It's treated like Armor of Light, so you must stay within the radius to receive the +3 recovery. Third, the +3 recovery does not stack with multiple Lord of Wolves. Now, that's obviously not that big of a deal, but I just wanted to mention it. And finally, while the perk is noticeable, it's not really that useful in reality. It's nothing like Red Death, because it just reduces the time required before the regeneration begins. When you first pick up Lord of Wolves, you'll have an immediate desire to treat this weapon like a pulse rifle, and it will hurt you. You'll notice when you first use the shotgun, the aiming, aim assist, and aim down sights aiming speed are treated just like a shotgun. It's built for close quarter combat, and rightly so, it's a shotgun. But you'll have to remind yourself to use it as a shotgun from time to time because the burst fire and range can trick you into treating it like a pulse rifle. The shotgun archetype is not built for mid-range pulse rifle battles, so when you treat it like a pulse rifle, you have a tougher time aiming due to the lack of aim assist and the ADS camera movement speed being adjusted for close-range shotguns. So how does it fare in PvE? In my opinion, the Lord of Wolves is a standout shotgun for PvE. The ammunition alone makes it a winner for strikes and raids. The range allows you to use it just outside of normal shotgun range. However, you will notice that the damage fall-off curve starts quicker in PvE as opposed to PvP. It still packs a serious punch, and the rate of fire and reload speed makes up any additional damage fall-off shortcomings you may notice. The Devil's Touch perk in my mind is heavily suited for PvE because you'll be downing lots of enemies, rapidly. You're more likely to stick together in strikes, raids, and Prison of Elders, so you'll notice the perk a bit more. But again, it's still an underwhelming exotic perk. Crowd Control or Final Round would have definitely been more useful here for PvE. Another issue is the bullet travel speed makes it difficult to hit Minotaurs and Fallen Captains at max range due to their strafe-happy movement mechanics. Any fast-moving enemy is going to prove difficult to down unless you're already in their face. And to top that all off, if you miss one of the potential 5 bullets from the burst, then you're already dealing less potential damage per shot than a legendary shotgun. But you'll have plenty of reserve ammo to make up for any missed bullets. For PvP, the Lord of Wolves performs excellent and will reward anybody who's familiar with the Fellwinter's Lie shotgun range. Once you master the recoil's strong pull to the left and get a feel for the bolt speed, you'll appreciate the positives of Lord of Wolves. Each time you pull a special ammo crate, you get a magazine and a half, which is excellent considering the reserve ammo can hold 30 bursts. You can pretty much stockpile special ammo during matches. The range will make you both love it and hate it at the same time. Anytime a Guardian is rushing you directly with a shotgun, you will win the battle. It's an easy win. It has more range than any other shotgun so long as you land all 5 bullets. If one bolt is critical, then all you need is 4 bullets to land. The shotgun is best suited for surprise attacks. Direct attacks can often lead to getting outgunned or blink shotgunned, leaving you wondering why your bullets did not land. It's very easy to strafe out of the burst fire of the bullets, leaving you vulnerable to an instant shotgun death for a brief moment. As long as you surprise your enemies, or force them to rush you with a shotgun, you'll have no trouble destroying in the Crucible with Lord of Wolves. I personally advise against rushing with Lord of Wolves. Standard shotguns are better suited for direct rushes due to a slightly quicker time to kill. Once you understand the quirks of Lord of Wolves for PvP, it's possible it'll be your favorite, most desirable shotgun in the game. You will, however, be giving up a primary exotic, so there's that caveat. In conclusion, Lord of Wolves is an excellent addition to the exotic weapon roster that Bungie has introduced with House of Wolves. It looks, behaves, and feels exotic. And that does it for this review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it informative. If you enjoyed this video, then slap the like button, subscribe to Planet Destiny if you haven't already, and check out my channel as well, TeftyTef Games. Until next time, guys, peace.